Welcome to the Deep Lodge YouTube channel. So today we are going to start life processes part 3 video, which is regarding the nutrition in plants. If you are not saw the part 1 and part 2 video, the link will be in the description box. We know that when we walk or when we ride a bicycle, we will lose some energy. But do you know that when the person is just sitting or just lying on the bed, he will still lose some energy? You can ask how. By the process of molecular activity which is going on in the alive organism. This molecular activity has a particular name. What is it? It's called metabolism. मेटाबॉलिज्म में दो तरह का होता है, एक एनाबॉलिज्म एक कैटाबॉलिज्म. वन इज मेकिंग, वन इज ब्रेकिंग. ओके, and we also know that when we have to grow, when we have to develop, when we want to synthesize the protein, we need some of the nutrition. This nutrition can be supplied by the food we eat, है ना? And also the source of energy is what? The food we eat. So what you have to say? A big no for junk food, है ना? है कि नहीं? हाँ. How do living things get their food? Okay, the general requirement of energy and materials is common to all the organism, but the fulfillment is different. How it is different? We will study here. Okay. The nutrition can be divided into two types, which is one is autotrophic nutrition and one is heterotropic nutrition. We know that what is the meaning of autotrophic, which can prepare their own food. What the examples we can give? The plants and some bacteria. If you want to say what are those bacteria in a particular way, then you can mention one of the great example, which is cyanobacteria. इसमें क्लोरोफिल ए और क्लोरोफिल बी होता है, like higher plants, and cyanobacteria also synthesize their own food. And autotrophic organism, they will take help of inorganic substances and they will take the help of abiotic things and they will make their food. What are abiotic things? CO2, H2O, है ना? They will take the help of this and they will make their own food. The heterotropic organisms indirectly or directly depend on autotrophic only. Okay, the heterotropic has three types. Which are they? One is saprophytic and the second is parasitic and the third is holozoic. Saprophytic means the organism which depend on the dead and decaying things. The example for this will be fungi, mushroom, है ना, like that. Parasites are the depend on host. If we will compare for the human, then it will be an example we can give for parasite is a tapeworm. Tapeworm will be a great example for the parasite. होलोजोइक में हम आता है और एनिमल्स आता है, ठीक है. ह्यूमन्स इज अ ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल फॉर होलोजोइक वन. ओके, देन we also know in part 2 that in nutrition in human beings, that from the big molecule, if you want to break a small molecule, we want something. What we want? We want enzyme. These enzymes nothing but we will call that has biocatalyst. We call what? We call biocatalyst. These are very helpful for us, है ना? This is what entirely explained in a brief way in this paragraph. Okay, what is next then? Autotrophic nutrition. As we have said that they will take CO2, they will take H2O, they will take the help of sunlight. This is telling us it is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll कहाँ होता है? Chloroplast में होता है. Chloroplast has chlorophyll like this. Okay, the chlorophyll helps to capture the light energy, okay, from the leaf. Majorly the chloroplast is present in mesophyll cells. Famously we call that as mesophyll cells. Okay, and they will prepare the glucose, which is the formula C6H12O6, and oxygen as a byproduct we will get. So we are getting oxygen as a byproduct. So we have to plant more trees, है ना? And we have to also know that there is a reduction from CO2 to glucose. There is a conversion, है ना? There is a conversion, and also there is a conversion of light energy to the chemical energy, yes na? And there is a splitting of H2O, like into a hydrogen and into an oxygen. There is a splitting. These things na you have to remember in a particular way, है ना? And this light energy is captured by what I told, chlorophyll. These are very, very important. Okay, what the things you have to remember, that the reduction of CO2 to glucose, the first point, and light energy is converted into chemical energy, and light energy is captured by what, the chlorophyll, and water splitting happens into hydrogen and oxygen, fine, and byproduct has oxygen. Okay, this is the photosynthesis reaction. Okay, then if you saw a leaf, okay, this is the midrib, okay, this is midrib, these are veins. If veins has branches, we call that as veinlets. This midrib has vascular bundle. You know that what is the meaning of vascular bundle from class 9th? What is it? It has two types. One is phloem and one is xylem. Phloem is for food transportation and xylem is for water transportation. In this diagram, you have to remember that the sequence of arrangement, okay, waxy cuticle, upper epidermis, chloroplast, air space, guard cells. So here, where the guard cells are there it will be a stomata more. The indirect question from they can ask from this diagram is where most of the stomata is present. You have to think a bit for it, है ना? Like the stomatas are more in lower epidermis. Why? If they are upper epidermis, then there happens a transpiration pull, है ना? Transpiration pull. So what the water has absorbed from the roots, if the stomata is open, if the sunlight is more, then it is evaporated, है ना? So you have to be closed. This is closure and opening of stomata is guarded by guard cells. If they are a lower epidermis, the transpiration pull can be controlled. For that purpose, stomatas are more in lower epidermis, not in upper epidermis. Fine? Yes, this you have to know. Then the chemical energy, and there is a splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen, and there is a reduction of CO2 to carbohydrates. The one more thing you have to remember, there is no sequence like after taking CO2 I have to take H2O, then I have to take sunlight, not like that. There may be a mixing also. Like for example, if you take an example of desert plants, they will take CO2 at night and they will wait that we will wait until day comes. Then when the day comes, the chlorophyll takes the light energy and they will prepare their own food. Like that it happens. Okay, कितना अच्छा है ना ये diagrams. So these are stomatal pores and this is guard cells and these are subsidiary cells. Okay, this green tiny like structures are called chloroplast. Chloroplast में क्या होता है? Chlorophyll होता है. Chlorophyll is useful for photosynthesis, and about these subsidiary cells you will learn in class 11. Okay, when the water is more now, they are sacrificing the water for the sun. Means when the water is more, the guard cells get swollen. When the guard cells get swollen, the stomata will open. Okay, when the guard cells has no water, the guard cells get shrink and the stomata will close, and there is no transpiration pull when the stomata is closed, है ना? Then the water is reserved in the plants itself. The stomatal pore is very important for the exchange of CO2. Okay. And one more important thing, that the stomata is present like tiny pores on the leaves, and there is a lot of massive amount of exchange होता है stomata में. But it doesn't mean that only in that stomata the exchange happens. The exchange of gas occurs in the surface of the stems also, roots also, and leaves as well. हाँ, और क्या है? And since the large amount of water can be also lost through the stomata, the plant closes their pores when it does not need carbon dioxide through photosynthesis. The opening and closing of the pore of the function is guarded by guard cells, and guard cells get swollen, and the water will flows into them and causes stomatal pore open. Similarly, the pore closes of the guard cells shrink. This is what we have already explained, है ना? ऐसा नहीं है that we will need only CO2 or we will need only H2O and we want only sunlight. We need some other raw materials for building up the body also. Like water is the very important thing in photosynthesis, that is taken by the roots from the soil in the terrestrial plants. But there is also other materials which is taken up from the soil also. They are like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and magnesium. How can you remember this? Means MP nikal gaya. MP nikal gaya. Which is M is for magnesium, P is for phosphorus, N is for nitrogen and I is for iron. You can remember it easily. In the NCERT, they have mentioned about the nitrogen that is helpful in the synthesis of proteins and in the synthesis of other compounds. That you have to remember. यहाँ पर ना the nitrogen can be obtained in the inorganic form also and in organic form also. Inorganic form कैसे? नाइट्रेट की फॉर्मूला क्या है? NO3 माइनस. नाइट्राइट की NO2 माइनस. ओके. ऑर्गेनिक कैसे ऑब्टेंड होता है? द फूड इज ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड फ्रॉम द बैक्टीरिया एंड द प्लांट्स विल ऑब्टेन दैट फ्रॉम द सॉइल. This last sentence is there na, that was there in the class 11 detailedly. The process also they have given, but they have been deleted that chapter right now. Okay, then heterotrophic nutrition. We know that heterotrophic nutrition has three types. One is saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. है ना? In saprophytic, what we have learned, that it depends on the dead and decaying materials. For example, if the fungi is like this na, if the food is here, it will break here only, then it will absorb. It is the speciality of fungi. The fungi की examples क्या क्या होता है? Bread molds, yeast and mushroom. These also belongs to the different categories which comes under the fungi kingdom, which you will learn in class 11. Okay, class 11 you will learn it. And also others will take the whole material like us and break it down inside the bodies like humans. And what can it be taken in and broken down depends on the body design. Like how it is taken, how it is broken, it depends on it. Like there is no like same mechanism when you compare in the bird and also in human, है ना? बर्ड में क्या क्या होता है? क्रॉप होता है, गिजार्ड होता है, विच इज़ नॉट देयर इन ह्यूमन, लाइक दैट, है ना? एंड सम अदर ऑर्गेनिज्म ड्राइव द न्यूट्रिशन फ्रॉम द प्लांट्स एंड द एनिमल्स विदाउट किलिंग दैम, विच वी हैव सेड अबाउट द पैरासिटिक, विच डिपेंड्स ऑन द होस्ट, है ना? दिस इज पैरासिटिक न्यूट्रिटिव स्ट्रैटेजी विच इज़ यूज्ड वाइड वेराइटीली. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ देर इज़ वन ट्री, ओके, यहाँ पर एक प्लांट ग्रो होता है at the middle of the tree. This will suck the nutrition from this tree only na. Then it is what? This plant become parasitic now, है ना? ऐसा ही. Like the example for this is cuscuta and lice, leeches, tapeworm and ticks also. We can give the examples for heterotrophic nutrition. This is the last topic of nutrition. Here we are going to learn how do organism obtain their nutrition. मतलब क्या होता है? Like we know the 5 kingdom classification done by R.H. Whitaker. That is, he has subdivided like Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantia and Animalia, है ना? In that there is a Protista kingdom. Second kingdom is Protista kingdom. इसमें एक सब kingdom होता है, that is called Protozoa. प्रोटोजोआ में टाइप्स होता है, इसमें एक है अमीबा, और वी विल गेट फ्लैजिलेटेड, सिलिएटेड एंड स्पोरोजोआ. सिलिएटेड के बारे में और अमीबा के बारे में हम अभी डिस्कस करेंगे. इन दैट सिलिएटेड प्रोटोजोआ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट पैरामीशियम. पैरामीशियम एंड अमीबा के बारे में अभी डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है. लाइक when the organism is single celled na, the respiration, nutrition, transportation, excretion, everything happen within that a single cell only. If the organism is complex na, then for nutrition only there is a separate system made up of a lot of organs. ऐसा है ना, like for respiration is different, for excretion is different. How the cells number increases, then the complexity towards the system also increases. In that, if you see amoeba, okay, this is amoeba, this is nucleus, this is cytoplasma, liquid होता है, this is nucleus होता है ना. When it sees the food, यहाँ पर food एक food particle है, it sees like I wanna eat it, so it will so hard work that it will make its food also. We call that food like ऐसा कुछ होता है, like ऐसा कुछ होता है amoeba, and this food we call that as pseudopodia, means false food, pseudopodia. And this food particle के ना अंदर आ जाओ भाई, पार्टी कर लेंगे, ऐसा करता है. एंड इट विल कैप्चर इट, फूड पार्टिकल को कैप्चर करेगा और ये अंदर जाकर फूड वैक्यूल बनेगा, फूड वैक्यूल. इनसाइड ओनली इट विल ईट इट, इट विल अब्जॉर्ब इट, एंड द लेफ्ट ओवर विच इज़ अनडाइजेस्टेड फूड यहाँ पर फेंक देगा हो. तो this is what happens in the amoeba. But when you come for paramecium ना, ऐसा होता है कुछ. This is the like the body is filled with cilia, this is nucleus, ऐसा कुछ होता है. This region is called gullet. In this only the food should come. Like how the food knows that it should come like this, means with the help of cilia that will take its food to in this region only. This is called gullet, okay. Then only it can absorb. Like this happens. This is what explained there. And thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel.